Welcome to another edition for the Multifamily Investor Nation Summit Speaker Intro Series. Today, I have with us John Casmon from Chicago, Illinois. John, welcome to this series.
Thank you for having me, Dan.
Well, I know everybody has been talking a lot about the Multifamily Investor Nation Summit. A lot of people go to the sales page and kind of figure out, man, you got a lot of speakers there, and I don't even know half of them. So that's one of the main reasons why we're putting together these promo spots so that people can really know who you are, and so they can look forward to hearing you during your session even more. So get us started, John, and talk to us a little bit about you and your background and where you are right now in multifamily.
Excellent. Well, Dan, thanks again for having me both for this promo session as well as being a speaker at the Multifamily Investor Nation Summit. Really excited for the event. For me, I currently control around 600 plus units. We're closing on 138 units in about another 30 days or so. So looking to continue to grow our portfolio. And we really partner with investors to find great investment opportunities. One of the things that my background is focused on is marketing as well as market research. So in market research, I think it's really important to identify the best places to invest. You hear people talk about location, location, location. It is kind of the guiding principle of our investment philosophy. So one of the things that we're going to be doing at the summit is talking to investors about how to find the best places to invest, how we do it from a multifamily standpoint, how the big boys are doing it. I host a podcast called Target Market Insights, which you were a guest on as well. And we talk to investors and operators and specialists all across the country and identify what are the tips and the tricks that they're using to find the best places to invest. Now, our strategy is we invest for cash flow, but we're looking at value add opportunities. And one of those value adds is a neighborhood that's starting to see some development, starting to change, starting to go in the right direction. So we want to find the path of progress. And that really makes everything that we're doing from the property standpoint even better, because if we do that in a great neighborhood, then we'll see even better results. So we really try to find the path of progress, where things are developing, and we talk to other operators across the country to figure out the tips and tricks that they're using. And that's what we're going to be talking to everyone who attends the Multifamily Investor Network Summit about, is all those tips and tricks of what the best operators are doing. We're going to summarize that and give the best tools to learn how to find the best places to invest.
Well, and you're a perfect person to do that because of your podcast and being interviewing people from hundreds of different markets across the country with your podcast, Target Market Insights. And for those of you who are listening, you haven't, subscribed to his podcast, go to iTunes or any other podcast platform that you go to, and he's on there, Target Market Insights. You can subscribe to it and listen in to kind of get his input, as well as the people that he brings in about the various markets. So question for you, I know I'm going to put you on the spot with this one, John, but throughout your 2018 interviews, what would you say is the overreaching, number one market that you're seeing a lot of people investing in 2018? Save your 2019 prediction for the event, but what would you say you've seen a lot for 2018?
18, the most popular market is going to be in Texas. Dallas is one that just shoots to the top.
I agree with that.
Today. So most of the people we talk to are folks on Dallas, Fort Worth, or other markets in Texas, but DFW, I would say, is number one. Outside of Dallas, you also have San Antonio, which is a market that we're participating in as well. Some folks are kind of hit and miss, warm and cold on markets like Houston. But Texas as a whole has been very favorable. I would say Florida as well, the Carolinas are other great markets that people are looking at. And then there's some other markets that are maybe not quite as obvious that a lot of investors are peeking up towards now, especially some on the West Coast.
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree with that. And I think a lot of times it's all about that supply and demand at the same time, and, a good resource for those of you who are listening to kind of look at supply and demand and some of the projections out to 2030 is weareapartments.org. They have a lot of good information and data that they've kind of aggregate it together to be able to present it in a very understandable format. So if you're thinking about various markets and you're just curious about the supply and demand, that's one thing I would definitely suggest, because you look at somewhere like Dallas, Texas, or some of the other Texas markets, and you see all the new supply that's coming online, and you might think, oh, they're going to be in an oversupply format. But when you actually look at the data, you'll see that they're by 2030 going to be short several tens of almost 100,000 units by 2030 that they're going to be in a shortage of. So even though there's a lot coming on because of such a large influx of the population, that's why it's going to cause that kind of a supply and demand issue, which is why a lot of people like that Dallas market. So why do you think, John, somebody should attend an event like the Multifamily Investor Nation Summit?
Well, I'll tell you, one of the biggest things is you need the information. Anytime you have a chance to talk to people who are more experienced or have different perspectives, it's a great opportunity to go out, have those conversations, and learn what they're doing. You have so many speakers that are going to be at this event. So even if you're not interested in 50% of the information, there's still another 50% of great, valuable content that can really help you with your investing. And I think that's critical. I think we always have to be learning. We always have to be looking for ways to continue to educate ourselves and invest in ourselves, because that's the only way we get better, whether that's through reading books, listening to podcasts, attending meetups, or conferences like this. This is how you get better as an investor. I will say personally, my investing switched dramatically from attending different events like this. I met my very first investors, my very first partners at an event like this. When I first did my first big deal, it was through people I met at events like this. So, the education is one component to it. Networking is another component to it. It's just really important to get out there, gather and connect with people who have information to share that will allow you to take your investing to the next level.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I always tell people, when you go to an event like this, it's always good to try to give yourself the bar of walking away with one, what I call golden nugget, because it's that one item, that one piece of knowledge, that one person that you might be able to connect with and network with that will completely transform what you are currently doing. And it kind of changes your mindset and really helps you kind of, grow as a person and as an entrepreneur in this multifamily arena. Now, you also have a promo code that you can give out to allow people who are watching to get $100 off their ticket right now if they go to the mfinsummit.com and check out there. So what's your promo code?
My promo code is just my last name, Casmon, Casmon. Use Casmon. That will give you $100 off the Multifamily Investor Nation Summit. Really looking forward to that. But use Casmon to save $100.
Great. Well, John, thank you so much for taking some time out of your schedule to be with us today here on this series. Look forward to hearing you speak at the event coming up.
Thank you. I look forward to